but I'm gonna head out today to an area called Butcher Jones Trail. It's at the Butcher Jones Trailhead. It's near all the lakes, Saguaro Lake area. That's in northeast of the Phoenix metro area. So gonna head over there, see what that trail has to offer. I've heard it's about 5 miles, and I think it's an out and back, so I don't know if it's 5 miles total or 5 out and 5 back, but I guess we'll find out. So this one requires that I get a permit to not to hike, but to park in the area that's like a recreation area. So I'm gonna go get the permit and then hit the trail. So I'll show you some stuff later, hopefully. Give you a little view of the parking area and the actual recreation area. A lot of trees and picnic tables. I almost gagged using that porta potty over there. So I think the trail's this way. I'll head over and take a look at these signs. So this is kind of how it starts. Not sure. Guess we gotta just keep following the horse poop, because obviously it's you can tell by all the footprints, a very frequently used trail. So finally getting in the little woods a little bit here, but I'll talk to you later when I see something cool. Well, right off the bat, you can see we come into the view of the lake. Look at all them waterfowl out there. Tons of these little flies you can see flying in front of the camera, but some kayakers out there too. You go past Peregrine Point, and this little inlet over here has a lot of ducks and the sun shining off the water. Got a pretty decent view of some neat surrounding landscape. A lot of desert to my left, and then some bigger mountains over there. Off in the distance there, you can see the Four Peaks Mountains right there. Some more of those ducks down there. We're heading that way. Coming up on a view near the point of this. It looks like it goes up and over. It's a little bit of a point out there. Some paddle boarders down there. Car is way back over there. Right there. For, you know, the hiking isn't so hard, but it's really kind of neat. So these, you come to a point on occasion that you can walk out on, or you can just keep going. I might check them out on the way back, but they keep going through these inlets and stuff later. Kind of turns into a little bit of a typical Arizona desert walk for a while, coming off some mountains or hills, and then making our way through this flat area to get to the other side of the lake. So you walk a fair ways through this desert area you can see behind me, and I'm just now starting to hear boats on the other side. I think this desert area goes straight through and then opens up to a big giant lake. on the other side. And actually there's a trail here for Butcher Jones Trail, Burrow Cove, or shoreline access, 1/4 mile. So I guess I'll go to Burrow Cove, and then maybe when I come back here I'll go to shoreline access. All right, later. So this is what it opens up into. At least it's starting to. There's a big whole other side of this lake over here. Pretty neat. I'm assuming I'll end up down near that lake somehow. Maybe not if the other thing said shoreline access, so maybe it's just a big cliff and then you have to go down to the shore. But very pretty. Look at that, 4 peaks. 4 peaks right in the middle. And I'm sure when I get closer, the lake will be in the front of it. Very, very neat. So this way did end up on top of a high spot, and you get a really nice view of the lake. You can hike down there a little further, but I went down there. I'm going to end up trying that cove. That's a 1/4 mile back, and then a 1/4 mile to the cove. It says you have water access there, so I'd like to go see that, see if it looks like a little cool beach or something like that, and maybe do lunch. Broke my trekking pole earlier, so might put some duct tape on that because I've been hiking without either of them. And then I brought some ramen, but I'm hoping I have a lighter in my go bag because I forgot to pack a lighter or match. I bet you I have some emergency matches in my fire starting part of my go bag, so I'm gonna see if I can make some ramen for lunch, if that cove is a nice area for lunch. All right, it's somewhere up over that hill there. Talk to you in a few. This way is a little more overgrown, not that much, but I mean a few more cactus you might brush into. Hopefully you can hear me from the wind, but making my way down to the water. I'll probably eat lunch there. See, there's like cactus real close to the trail. You just gotta be aware of it. Watch where you're going. All right, I'm pretty much at water's edge. You should see every one of these bushes, all the giant spider webs in them. I was telling you earlier, all them flies, and the spiders here are eating pretty well, I'd say. Look at that one. It's like that whole bush is all spider web. Anyway, but here's the view from down at the water. Not sure if I can eat lunch here or not. I gotta find a spot in the lake right down there. Having a little ramen. So pretty relaxing out here. It's nice. Look at that. Great place for lunch. So I'm heading down to explore what they call Camper's Cove. I came back to the wooden sign. There was an arrow this way to go back towards the lake to go to Camper's Cove. It's kind of the last little bit of area out here I have left to explore. It is a nice hike. I mean, it's easy and you get to see a lot of stuff. So I've seen at least probably 4 different kinds of cactus, between barrel cactus and whatever these things are. Obviously those big saguaros, and then the prickly pear, and then whatever this thing is here. So all that. Did see a tiny little snake near the water, but it wasn't a rattlesnake. It was some kind of little tiny thin little slippery thing. All right, I'll film more when I get down near the water. Pretty much just comes down to this little cove. You could actually reach the water there if you had to. More ducks out here, and neat little mountain up there. But it was only a short walk. It was probably, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes. All right. Right after the desert section, which is pretty much over there, you start a pretty good climb, probably the only long extended climb of the whole trip. I wouldn't call it hard. I mean, it's certainly an easy grade, but with the sun beating on you, it's definitely toasty up here right now. But if somebody's like not particularly good at doing a lot of uphill, I would say this should not stop you. You could easily make this even if you had to rest a few times. So definitely come out to Butcher Jones and walk this trail. It's so worth the views for such little effort. All right, later. So that was Butcher Jones. I thought the way back it's about 93 out. Seems like a little more effort on the way back. Just I don't know why. I guess you get that long extended uphill after you've been hiking all day, but felt real hot. The sun was beating down on the rock, and you were next to the rock, and it was radiating off of it. But all in all, real cool hike. Not a whole lot of effort, but you do feel when you're finished that you did get a little bit of a leg workout. And just the pretty mountains coming up out of the lake, you know, because all the lakes in Arizona, not all, but it seems like most of them are actually dammed rivers, so you don't get nice long beaches like back east. It's just, you know, the water fills with the canyon that the river sat in, so you basically just get a lot of neat views of mountains or tall hills coming right up off of the lake bed. So that's about it. I would recommend it again, and probably when my youngest is a little older, she'll hike it with me. All right, later. I just wanted to mention one last thing. I broke my trekking pole out there right as I was starting. I had the snaps are a little old for the locks, and I had it screwed down because they've been slipping, and I closed it when it was too tight and it broke off. Anyway, I managed to use some duct tape out there to fix it and use it, but I brought it back to REI, and these are kind of old poles. They're carbon fiber, but they're a little bit old. I wasn't expecting to get new ones, but the guy went through their pieces and parts in the back, and he found another locking mechanism and put it on my pole free of charge. And that's all I wanted was a working pole, so I'm pretty psyched. That was again another example of REI's good customer service to backpackers. So I just wanted to add that at the end, just because I didn't want to forget it. Ciao.